When we are in the spiritual world, will we still be able to enjoy the physical pleasures and those of the senses, for example, drinking, eating, or sexual intercourse? Everything that is good in human experiences, be it food, drink, emotional relationships and sexual intercourse, can also be experienced in the spiritual world. In fact, the fall between Lucifer and Eve was a sexual fall on the spiritual level. Since our physical senses of taste, touch, sight, smell, and hearing are but a poor reflection of the spiritual senses, which are the more refined ones: music, art, fragrances, spiritual food, and the perceptions of artistic realities are richer and more pleasing in the spiritual world than they are in the earthly world. Swedenborg stated that husbands and wives had relationships just as they had them on earth, only these were happier and richer, less controlled and based on physical attraction and pleasure. When love becomes spiritual, it becomes purer and deeper, and therefore it is more appreciated. In the spiritual world, sexual relationships do not generate children, however, since the physical body is missing. Since the spiritual world is the world of the mind and imagination, the physical nourishment is not necessary for the maintenance of the spiritual body. However, an individual may retain the desire to enjoy foods as he or she did in the physical world. There are fruits to be enjoyed and, why not, even the possibility of making a feast with friends. It is important at this point to point out that there are, however, individuals who are obsessed with the desire to continue to satisfy the pleasures of the physical senses, and therefore they try in every way to do so through people still living on earth. We must say that this is totally destructive to the person in spirit and to the spiritual development of both individuals. Such persons in spirit are generally referred to as obsessive persons in spirit, energy vampires. They do not understand the disaster they cause in abusing another's body and possessing it spiritually. Moreover, such uncontrollable actions prevent these individuals from understanding what actions would truly nourish their spirits for good. Edith Fiore, psychologist and author of the book The Unquiet Dead, recounts the many experiences of her patients who, through hypnosis, were able to identify the people in spirit who were haunting them and were able to free themselves from their obsessions. Dr. Fiore is one among a growing number of scholars, increasing number, who are using hypnosis on their clients to free them from people in spirit and the trauma caused by the possessions of such persons in spirit. It is now very clear to most of these scholars that proper education to the persons subject to possession and the persons in spirit who obsess them about the existence of the various laws that govern the spirit world can liberate people in spirit and can help them embark on that upward journey. In addition, this training can give people who have been wounded by them the opportunity to live a happier and healthier emotional life here on earth. We have to evaluate well whether a thought, desire, emotion and action of ours can directly or indirectly do the will of God or Satan, because it is our responsibility to grow, not only to live and abide by God's purpose of creation, but also to refuse in any way to live a life in the influence of Satan, his evil angels or people in spirit, both evil and good. Life is ours alone, and only God can guide us to realize the three blessings or tell us how to live. No one else can infringe on this freedom of ours. No one can push us and stress us or judge us whether good or bad. If we feel these pressures or judgments, they are still people in spirit living in low realities, both evil and good. No person in a good spirit of a high level in the kingdom of heaven would allow himself to lead in God's place, much less judge, because he uses every situation he sees in people, good or bad, to develop his own more loving and more understanding heart that is closer and more like God's.